Well, joining me now is broadcaster Dee Dee Dunleavy. Dee Dee, great to see you. Let's start with Prince Harry and Meghan Markle, who appear to have abandoned another project. The Parents Network was part of the couple's Archwell Foundation and supported mothers and fathers who've lost a child to online harm. However, Newsweek reports it's now been passed over to another organisation called Parents Together, which offers resources to parents worried about the impact of digital media on their children. Dee Dee, look, this sounds like a very worthy cause. We're obviously grappling with this issue at the moment in Australia, and the government's trying the social media ban. So why did the celebrity couple ditch it?
Well, because they're a pair of quitters. Everything that they touch seems to turn to mush, doesn't it? When you look at the very long list of projects that they've started that they just didn't follow through with, starting with being royals, they couldn't continue with that. She had a blog called The Tig, that's gone. They had a podcast called Archetypes, that's gone. Confessions of a Female Founder, well, it may still be there, but no one's listening to it. Centre Ballet, Harry's charity for children affected by AIDS in Africa. He had to resign from that, and there were questions about the management of that charity. The list goes on and on. His documentary Polo on Netflix, absolute failure. In the case of this particular charity, which they started to a lot of fanfare in the middle of 2024, on CBS he was interviewed and he was joined by parents who had lost a child to suicide as a result of online bullying, which would have been a very big and brave thing for those people to have to do. They committed to this, expecting that Harry and Meghan would be part of this charity. Well, it appears that they've now handed the whole thing across to another charity that does very similar work. But it's very odd because there's no mention of the couple on that new charity's website. People who donated to the charity Harry and Meghan started, expecting that they would be part of it, they must be feeling very betrayed right now. I just think with this couple, with Harry and Meghan, they're just directionless. They're aimless. I don't think they know what they stand for. And that's why so many things that they touch are a failure. And in this case, it's a real shame because some real good could have been done with them at the helm of this charity.
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing more tragic than losing a child, and losing a child to suicide. You just really feel for those families. And of course, it's not just Harry and Meghan quitting, so many of their staff quit as well, especially Meghan's staff have quit over the years too, which tells you something. Look, let's talk about Hollywood actress Sharon Stone. She's gone off on a cheeky rant, it's being called, about young kids who accused her of stealing her seat at the Astra Awards. The Basic Instinct star called them out during her acceptance speech.
To the kids at my table who wondered who the took that chair. Now you know. Yeah, someone came over and said, "Who are you and why are you sitting here?" As she said, you.
But Dee Dee, honestly, I guess if anyone can get away with saying, "Don't you know who I am?" it is Sharon Stone.
Yeah, well, I'm not being that kind. I'm not going to cut her that slack. I think she came across as looking a bit desperate and wanting to be relevant still. Because if you ask anyone about Sharon Stone, they will remember one scene in one movie that was 34 years ago, and I doubt whether some of those younger people in the room have even seen that movie. And if they have, perhaps they didn't recognise her with her knickers on. She went on in the same speech to tell them all that they should become activists, as if Hollywood needs any more of them, because she herself became an activist when she reached fame, as though we all need to be like her. She is a good actress. I do like a lot of her movies, but I think she embarrassed herself with this particular performance.
No, you're right. The activist stuff was not to be shown, not to be recommended, because we don't need any more of them on the red carpet or at awards events. Look, one of the biggest showbiz stories this week has been the West Wing actor Timothy Busfield. He surrendered to New Mexico authorities 4 days after an arrest was issued for his, and a warrant was issued for his arrest. The Albuquerque Police Department has said the 68-year-old Emmy Award winner had been booked on 2 counts of criminal sexual contact with a minor and 1 count of child abuse. Apparently this happened on the set of his TV series that he's directing, The Cleaning Lady, and involves 2 twin boys. Look, Dee Dee, these are really disturbing allegations. What's the latest that you can tell us?
Well, this investigation started in 2024, and a doctor had reported to police after examining one of the alleged victims. Warner Brothers conducted its own investigation in house, and they told the police that they found no evidence to support the boys' claims. And the police have since accused Warner Brothers of obstructing their investigation. Warner Brothers denies that. But either way, the arrest warrant for Timothy Busfield was issued a week ago. And it was when police were, well, it was quite odd for 5 days because he was effectively missing. The federal police were breaking down the door of his home in upstate New York, and he turned up 3,000 kilometres away when he walked into a police station in Albuquerque in New Mexico. And as you've just mentioned, he has now been charged. He'll face court early next week. And since the charges
we'll have to leave it there, Dee Dee. But thank you for updating us. It's a disturbing case. And thank you for your time tonight.